The desert had never been this hot before. A monstrous 58 degrees Celsius heat wave descended on the Suyal Reserve, turning every rock into burning metal and every gust of wind into fire. Even the rangers trained for brutal conditions felt their lungs sting with every breath. Most animals had already retreated deep into shade burrows or underground tunnels. But then, something impossible happened. A sound rose through the shimmering waves of heat, faint, fragile, out of place, not the call of a fox. Not the cry of a desert lynx, it was the cry of a snow leopard cub. Ranger Halim stopped walking. "No, it can't be," he whispered. Snow leopards lived in frozen mountains thousands of miles from this blazing wasteland, and yet the cry came again. A soft, heart-piercing whimper. The rangers exchanged a glance, then broke into a sprint. Blistering sand burned through their boots. The heat radiating from the ground felt like walking on the roof of a furnace. But the cry grew louder, more desperate, guiding them toward a rocky outcrop on the edge of the reserve. When they reached the spot, they froze. There, under the miserable shadow of a scorched acacia tree, lay a tiny snow leopard cub. His fur was gray and white, but now dull and dusty. His tongue hung dry from his mouth. His little body trembled from exhaustion. Beside him were long claw marks in the dirt. A trail circling the area, showing the story without words. His mother had fought fiercely against something. A predator? Poachers? Or simply the unforgiving heat, but now she was gone. The cub tried to stand as the rangers approached, but collapsed instantly, letting out one final heartbreaking cry. That cry was not fear. It was a plea to live. Ranger Halim dropped to his knees. "Easy, little one. We've got you." He wrapped the cub in a drenched cloth from his canteen, cooling its burning skin. The cub whimpered weakly but didn't resist. It was too exhausted to fight. As the team rushed back toward the truck, something made them stop. A shadow moved on the ridge above. Silent, graceful, watching. A snow leopard mother. Her eyes were sharp, fierce, but filled with something no one expected: trust. She didn't snarl. She didn't leap down to attack. She simply watched her cub being carried away, as if she understood these humans were his only chance. The ranger stood frozen, unsure whether to move. Then the mother did something extraordinary. She bowed her head, not once, but twice. A gesture of surrender or gratitude. With the cub fading in Halim's arms, they hurried into the truck. The rescue center was nearly 20 minutes away, and every second mattered. The cub's breathing was shallow. His paws twitched weakly. The team worked relentlessly, hydrating him drop by drop, cooling his body, monitoring his pulse. When they finally reached the center, veterinarians rushed in. For hours, the little cub battled dehydration and heat shock. Just when they feared he wouldn't make it, he stirred. A soft, fragile sound, a tiny meow. He opened his eyes. Not wide, but enough. He had survived. Over the next few days, the cub slowly regained strength. The rangers built a cool shelter, fed him carefully, and kept watch every hour. But something unbelievable happened. Every evening, just before sunset, a shape appeared far off on the ridge outside the center. The mother snow leopard. She never came close, she never made a sound, but she watched, as if waiting for the day her cub would return home. And when that day finally came after weeks of recovery, the rangers carried the stronger, healthier cub to the foothills near the ridge. They placed him gently on the ground. The mother emerged like a ghost, her eyes glowing in the fading sun. The cub squeaked. She stepped forward, and with one graceful movement she wrapped her body around her child. The rangers stood silent. They had seen many rescues, but nothing like this. A cry in 58 degrees Celsius heat had led to a miracle, a story of survival, courage, and a mother's unbreakable love.